What's up guys, Eric Cooper here, and today I'm gonna be showing you guys exactly how to get started selling in the US marketplace while living in Canada. If you follow these exact steps, you guys can have this setup fully done within 2 to 3 days. Now before we dive right in, let me give you some quick context on me and who I am. I've sold over $2 million on Amazon's US platform while here living in Canada without touching a single product. Now, I've actually been able to automate over 80% of this business utilizing virtual assistants. And no, I'm not saying any of this to just try to flex or to brag on you guys. I just wanna share with you what's actually possible with this business model. Because just 3 years ago, I was literally working at Pizzahut right out of high school with zero direction on what I wanted to do. Without wanting to go to college or anything like that, I decided I would just start this reselling business, and it ended up taking off. So take this serious because this business can change your life because it did the exact thing for me. So in this video, I'm gonna be breaking down these 4 steps you guys need to do in order to be able to sell on the US while living in Canada, and how to actually have this fully set up in a way where you guys are fully ready to go and sell in the US. The 4th step is probably the most important step to take from this video. So whether you guys are brand new or you've already been starting to sell, this is gonna show you guys exactly how to get everything fully set up for you. So step 1, you guys are gonna need to set up an Amazon seller account. You can actually set one up in Canada. You do not need to set one up in the US. Just sign up for an Amazon seller account here in Canada. It's $29.99 a month. It's very, very affordable, and it gets you access to the millions of customers that Amazon actually has. Signing up with the Canadian seller account will actually get you access automatically to the US account, and it will also get you access to Mexico. So you actually could even sell in Mexico as well with this strategy. So step number 2, since you guys have already been able to set up your seller account, you're gonna need to be able to have a place where you guys can ship your products to, which is getting a prep center. So what a prep center actually does is you can actually ship products to a prep center, and they can basically ship it to Amazon's US fulfillment centers for you. So instead of having to ship a product to you and then back into Amazon and try to ship it over the border and you're trying to do all that, this strategy is a lot better. You can actually have this business be fully remote. You don't need to see or touch the items, and the prep center is gonna take care of a lot of that fulfillment to Amazon. And then once Amazon receives it, they're gonna take care of all the fulfillment and customer service for the customers, okay? So this brings us to step number 3, which is actually how we can actually start selling in the US and how to find our first profitable product. When I first started selling on Amazon, it was really tricky to get into it because there wasn't a ton of information on how to find your first few items to actually sell. But now, selling on Amazon has gotten so much easier because of all the softwares that's out there. And so the software that I use to find all of my profitable products is called Scan Profit. And what Scan Profit actually does is it allows you to look at all of the top Amazon sellers and see exactly what products they're selling. So you can basically just steal all of the top products that some of these sellers are selling and just sell it on your own store. So they've basically done all the hard work of finding the products. You're basically going ahead and just copying what they've already done. And it's actually good because you can see exactly how profitable you're going to be because of the profit calculator within Scan Profit. So it's basically an all-in-one tool that can basically help you find products, see how profitable you are, and just get that ball rolling for you so you can start making some money with this business. Now, the last and final step in order to sell in the US is setting up something like a US bank account. This is super important because a lot of you guys probably are watching this and you see how bad the Canadian dollar is compared to the US. You do not want to be paying any type of conversion fees. So since you guys are going to be selling in US dollars, it means you're also going to be getting paid in US dollars. So the last thing you want to do is have a Canadian bank account connected to your seller account, because then you're going to have to pay a ton in conversion fees. And if you're buying products, you don't want to be using a Canadian card. So what you can do is you can actually get set up with the RBC cross-border US bundle, and this will actually get you set up with a US cross-border bank account and a US dollar credit card. In my opinion, it's probably one of the easiest ones to get set up because you're gonna get both. You're gonna get basically kill 2 birds with 1 stone by getting that card and the bank account, so you can kind of just make everything a little bit more simple. Now, one thing to note about getting the US bank account is you can get a cross-border bank account with other banks. I have one with TD, you can get one with BMO, you can get all these pretty big banks. You guys can actually get an account for them and get that US bank account. But one thing that's very important is it needs to be a US bank account in the United States. It can't just be a US currency account located here in Canada because it's not gonna work the way you want it to. It has to be located in the United States. So just keep that in mind when you guys go to the branch, because it can be easily mixed up, and that might set you up with a US currency account instead of an actual cross-border account, which is what you're gonna need for this. Now, this isn't something that's super important to get started, but long-term, if you guys are in this for the long term, you might as well get it set up. One other bonus piece for you guys, do not set up an LLC. A lot of people think they need an LLC even just to start selling in the US marketplace, and that is totally false. I would highly recommend starting this business as a sole proprietor, just like I did. That way there's no headache, you don't have to do anything, you can just get started and start selling. Once you scale up, then you could switch to a corporation. That's what I've switched to now, and I save a lot more on taxes, and it's just a lot better to be in a corporation long term. But if you guys are watching this and you haven't really started yet, do not worry about taxes yet. Just focus on getting started and getting that ball rolling. Now, if you guys have made it this far, I'm sure you're pretty serious about getting started and selling in that US marketplace. If you guys want me to fully break down how to start finding your first product with Scam Profit, how to actually find a prep center, all of the links will be in the description for one of my free programs that just kind of teaches you how to get started and just gives you a full guide on actually implementing some of this stuff. So if you guys just need any help doing that, go ahead and join that program. It's completely free and you get to learn exactly how to get started. Now, for those of you guys that want to work with me directly and just want more help and have me literally guide you through scaling this business, maybe with virtual assistants and with that prep center, you guys can actually apply to do that below in the description or just in the top comment section. You guys can apply for that. But with that being said, make sure you guys just take action on this business, because that's the next best thing to do. Get your seller account set up, and that will really hold you accountable to actually taking action and starting. Don't keep procrastinating, just start.